So you want to be valedictorian. This was me in grade 8 as the valedictorian, and this was me in grade 12 as the valedictorian. So how did I do this thing twice?
It was March 27, 2003, the day I was born, that I said my first word.
So in this video, I'm going to give you advice on how to best improve your chances to become valedictorian. While it's important to recognize that different schools might have varied processes for the valedictorian selection, you should apply the intentions behind these tricks here. Quick disclaimer, while this is a subtle flex, the goal of this video is not to boast about myself or anything like that. I'm simply sharing what I know so that you guys can learn and hopefully have a better shot of doing it yourself. First things first is to know your school's valedictorian process. Know this ahead of time. It's good to get an idea of what have they done in previous years, because the selection process, the way it goes, is going to matter a lot. The way that your school selects the valedictorian is going to help you decide what you should be doing from here on out. When I was in elementary school, the process was that everyone was told to write a speech, and then you would perform the speech in front of a panel of teachers and administrators, and then they would pick whichever one they liked best. So that was completely admin based. This is important. You have to know your audience. We're going to get to that idea later. Whereas for my high school graduation, it was a two-step process. First, you would fill out a written application, which is for the administration. So the principals, teachers would read this. This was a long application with paragraph length answers, and there were quite a few. After that, the top few people who were selected from that would then be put onto a ballot, and there would be a voting system done. It is crucial to understand the type of audience you're trying to reach, because the way you talk to administration versus the way you talk to students is completely different. In grade 8, I needed to wow the teachers with my first draft. They told us to just have a first draft and you can come in with your lines. This is where you have to impress them, right? You have to do something different because everyone's coming in with their first draft. First of all, this should not be your first draft. This should be like your 100th draft. 100th. Why can't I say that word? It should be really fleshed out, really polished. Obviously, it's not going to be the same one you're going to present because you're going to have time to rephrase it and make things better, but have a really, really solid draft. When they say first draft, they don't actually mean your first draft. Second thing I did was I memorized it. No one else memorized it, and I think this helps a lot. Generally, in public speaking, I always recommend people to memorize what they're working on. This is something my mom taught me, and it makes a huge difference. It makes such a big difference because once you have something memorized, you're speaking from the heart. You're not just robotically reading something. And even if you have a paper in front of you and you're doing all the gestures, there's still that little barrier. I highly recommend memorizing for anything. Just public speaking in general, I would always suggest memorize your lines and then perform it, feel it. So was this the final draft that I used in the actual performance on grad day? No, it wasn't. I changed it a lot. It was honestly completely different by then, but it was a very, very good first draft. Another thing you need to keep in mind is there are certain things you shouldn't include. When you're presenting to administration, to teachers, you're keeping in mind the audience that you're trying to appeal to. This is very, very, very important. You want to say things you know your administration will like. Once you get the position of valedictorian, you can change that speech. You can make little changes, make little jokes or things like that appeal more to your student body rather than administration. But right now, your goal is to get the position. You don't write a speech just wowing the admin and it has nothing to do with students. This is all about the students. I'm just saying be strategic in when you include those specific little jokes that you know admin wouldn't really find funny or they wouldn't really understand. Skip those for now, bring those back later. But still keep the vibe about the students, about student life. I'm not saying to censor your writing. Don't do that. Let it be as natural as possible. But I'm just saying to be smart about it. You can tell what they won't or will like. Don't censor, just be smart. Next tip, and this might be the most important one. This speech is not about you. It's not. It's not about you. That sounds counterintuitive. I genuinely think this is the only reason I got it both times is because I understood this. In grade 12, for our voting process, like I said, once you got past that panel with admin, you would be put onto a ballot. And on this ballot, you have a short little blurb where you can talk about yourself. They called it a bio. Now, this is important to understand. Most people see this, they say, oh, okay, this is a bio, so it must have to be a biography about myself. Let me write a short little blurb about myself. So people wrote things like, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm in this club, I'm the captain of this club, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Fine, this is the first instinct. That makes total sense. That was my first instinct too. But you have to think about this. This is the only thing the students are seeing when they're voting for you. You have to really consider your audience here. Think about yourself. If I was a student and I'm looking through this ballot, am I gonna pick someone who's just boasting about themselves and their accomplishments? I don't care. In fact, that makes me feel bad about myself. I'm seeing these people, the captain of this team and this team and this team. Why should I give them my vote? As a student reading that, I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm like, I don't care. Okay, you were the captain of this, you were the captain of that. I literally don't care. That's gonna first of all make students feel bad about themselves because they're just seeing this list of people and listing their accomplishments. And second of all, it's not about you. This speech is about the entire student body. This process may be different for you. Maybe it's a poster or a campaign or a video. Whatever it is, you have to use this to your advantage. This is your opportunity to speak to the people who are voting for you. When we're writing these ballots, we don't want to bring our audience down and make us seem as though we're superior to them. No, we want to be on the same level. We want them to resonate with us, because when we're giving this speech, we're giving this speech for the student body, for everyone. This speech is not about us. It's about the whole class. It's about our journey. It's about our graduation. It's about the fact that we're entering this new stage of our lives. That's what's important. So I'm going to read you my blurb. And the really interesting thing about this was I wrote a blurb originally and I had a joke in it that administration didn't like. The next day, they told me to rewrite it and they only gave me, I think, 2 or 3 hours to write it. And I was so stressed out. I remember this. And this goes back to my first point, right? Wrote a joke in this blurb that administration didn't like because I thought this was going for the students, but they didn't like it, so they told me to take it out. I was very stressed trying to rewrite this in 2 hours. So this is what I came up with. Life is a collection of moments, trillions of moments each day, most of which are forgotten in time. But amongst these moments, there are certain ones we never lose. I could tell you about me, about my accomplishments and my academic standing, but the truth is, this isn't about me. This is about all of you, about encompassing the growth we've experienced over the last 4 years, all the mistakes we've made, all the lessons we've learned, all the memories we'll treasure. I would be honored to write you a graduation speech which encompasses the same spirit as your unforgettable memories. Life is a collection of moments, so let's make our graduation speech an unforgettable one. In retrospect, it sounds a little bit like I'm shading everyone else because I'm saying I could tell you about myself, but I'm not going to. I didn't know what anyone else wrote at this time, so I didn't mean to like throw shade at anyone else. I hadn't seen anyone. They all got released at the same time. See how simple that is? It's definitely not perfect. If I could go back, I would change a lot of things about that. I would definitely make it better. And I'm also older now. I'm a year older, a year wiser. So I would definitely change a lot of things from that, but you can see why that stood out. You can see why people who may not have even known me would decide to vote for me. The main idea here is to highlight I am someone who can write a speech for all of us, to encompass all of our high school experience. My next point is to try. If you've clicked on this video, I'm sure you're already planning to apply for valedictorian. But if you have even a sliver of doubt in your mind, you to yank it out, rip it, completely obliterate this sliver of doubt. You don't need it. When I was in grade 12, I wasn't even applying to be valedictorian. I wasn't even applying. I wasn't even gonna try because I was like, I'm not popular enough. There was another girl who everyone was 100% sure she would get it. Even my friends told me that she was gonna get it. So I was like, okay, there's no point. I'm not gonna try. That's so silly. Why would you not try for something you want? That's a very silly notion. But I had one friend who told me, she said, Hera, I think you're gonna be valedictorian. And I told her, I'm not even applying. And just her saying that to me made me go, you know what? Let me just try. We did it once, let's try. What's the harm? If I try this and I fail it, what's gonna happen? Is this gonna hurt me in the future? No. I was a little bit afraid of the embarrassment of trying and failing, but that is one of the worst things you can do to yourself. Always try. This goes for everything in life. Always, always try. At the end of the day, even if you don't get it, you tried, and that's something to be really, really, really proud of. I also want to quickly say that if you don't get it, that's fine. It's just a speech. Do you know how many people have stopped me in my life to go, oh my God, you were the valedictorian 2 times? No one. No one cares. Once you graduate, it's over, it's done, it's nothing. It's an amazing experience if you do get to do it, and if you don't, that's fine too. It's just a measly speech. To summarize, use knowledge about your audience to your advantage, and remember that this speech is not about you, and try. So best of luck to all of you guys. If you like this video and you want another video about how to actually write the speech, how to write a good speech, valedictorian do's and don'ts, I would love to make that. I love writing and I love speeches and I love public speaking, so I would love to make a video like that. Just let me know if you're interested in seeing something like that. I have a lot of public speaking experience under my belt, and this is something I've done twice, so I can show you what I did right, what I did wrong, what I would change for next time. Hopefully this video was a good first impression of me if it's your first time here. If not, I hope you'll give me another chance and watch one of my other videos and let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. I'd love to improve. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Bye guys.